we're back.
Woo! Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Sorry, everybody, for that. Appreciate you all for tuning back into YouTube. For those of you...
those Illini people tried to cut us out. That's what happened,
stream.
bro. They took our live stream and were like, yo, these Loyola Ramblers can't talk about it.
Yeah, they were sick of us talking crap about their team, so they had to shut us off real quick. I don't blame them, honestly. We were talking a lot of crap, and we were acting like we're better than you, and we know it, because that's what my tweet is after every game. If you don't follow me on Twitter and you don't see that, you should see that, because I tweet that after every W. If you don't know what I'm talking about from Dodgeball, it's Dwight Goodman who's saying, we're better than you, and we know it, because that's how Loyola plays. We're better than you, and we know it. That's how Loyola plays basketball. But before we get into the NBA talk, there was still some Loyola points that we wanted to get across as some alumni, some Chicago. So I guess I consider myself a Chicagoan now.
Yes,
quick before we get started, I just want to show you guys the Sweet 16 shirt I got from 2018. I bought this, I think, immediately after we beat Tennessee. So it was a quick purchase, obviously. So I bought this off Fanatics, and to give you a reference on where the center of the logo is, these are where my nipples are. The logo is fully on this side of my chest. Like, here's my sternum right here. This is like where the bone is in the middle. The logo is not even close to being on the center of my shirt. I just shouts out the consumer economy we have and how they have to quick print these T-shirts. And look at the Loyola logos fading on the bottom. It just says Yola University Ramblers on it. I just love the quick printing. So like I have to literally turn my shirt this way. See, now it's at the center of my chest. Look at that. You can hardly notice.
That's why you got to get some official Loyola bookstore gear.
Yeah,
dog.
I can't go to Fanatics. Got to go to ramblersgear.com.
Oh, yeah.
Rambler, I think it's Rambler Gear.
Rambler gear. Get your Rambler gear.
Ramblergear.com.
Get your Rambler gear, Ramblers.
That's where to get the Ramblers gear if you're looking for any Ramblers merch.
Or if you need some Harry Potter, if you're trying to do Harry Potter this what's it called? Halloween?
Get a scarf.
Get a scarf.
We got the scarves. That's what everyone asked me. Someone tried to yell at us Gryffindor or something like that when we were in Arch Madness in St. Louis. And I was
who's
like,
the winners?
Nope. Gryffindor, baby.
We got Harry Potter, dog. Cameron Crutwig's our Harry Potter.
Cameron
dog.
Crutwig is our Harry Potter. The chosen one. That's a great way to put it. I like that. The chosen one to bring balance to the Missouri Valley.
Cameron Potter.
Don't do my man's Cam like that.
That's a compliment, man.
No, I know. You're a wizard, Cameron. I'm a what? You're a point center, Cameron. I'm a what? You'll distribute the basketball from the top of the key. But I'm a big man. Well, big man, you will pass the ball. That's how the conversation, I think, went between him and Porter.
I agree. I concur, man. Mm-hmm. That's inside analysis here on Northside Plugged.
And well, one of the final things we wanted to talk about was the team's impact on Chicago, I think, is something that always blows my mind about how much our school doesn't get any recognition in the city until we start winning basketball games.
Yeah.
Because no one knows about Loyola until no one knew about my school, Loyola, until we went to the Final Four in 2018. Then my friends actually knew where I went to school.
That's crazy.
Even now, when I apply to jobs, I had an interview today actually, and we talked about this because I was like, oh, I went to Loyola Chicago. Oh, blah. He's like, what do you do for fun? I was like, well, I like to go to sporting events when I can. Like, I'm a season ticketer for Loyola. And he's like, oh, how about the Ramblers? So we actually went out for 5 minutes about the March Madness this year. Had to pump the Blurs up, of course, as I always do. But just being in that conversation just being back in the conversation of normal Chicago topics, just like in the general conversation in Chicago that people recognize. Because a lot of times, the most noticeable logos are the bull that is on G Money's for it, the Sox logo, the Cubs logo, the Bears logo, the Blackhawks logo. Those are the most. Of course, I just listing all the pro teams, but even before us, you have the Illini, you have Northwestern that get more. I bet DePaul gets more recognition than we do in terms of merchandising and gear. It's just so good to see our school being nationally recognized, locally recognized, being put in the papers. I tried to save a Tribune and a Sun on Monday from the game. Just the impact that this team has had on Chicago, and you can tell it by the way we're able to get these in-city recruits and these hopefully more fans at our games, and more buzz around the campus. And like tuition went up however many percentage after the Final Four run. I can't imagine what's it going to do for this run for a second time to show, because hey, guess what? We're a basketball school, people. We're a basketball school now, so you better love it. Better love it or leave it.
Absolutely, man. And it's cool, man. There's a lot of buzz, but I think still, even within the city, you know, there's a lot of growing that needs to be done, you know, within the culture, outside of it. And it's just fascinating. And I was telling Dan and some of our other friends this past weekend, fellow Loyola alumnus, whatever the word is. Alum, whatever. I mean, even before all this success, if you want to call it, I remember being a kid and just getting into basketball and paying attention and all that. And I mean, I'm from the North Side, you know, and it's like, I always knew about DePaul, I always knew about Illini, I always knew about Northwestern, but you never really heard anything about Loyola Chicago, and it always had this, to be honest, had this like lame connotation to it, you know, and it's like even just like the logo, like the colors, I don't know, man, like nothing was really appealing about it and stuff, you know, and there's no disrespect, but that's just the reality of what it was, you know. I mean, you've got these cool programs like DePaul and Illinois, you know, Northwestern, they were somewhat kind of finding success here and there. You would never hear Loyola in the conversation at all, you know. And I mean, I don't know. Loyola was just, I think Loyola being a Jesuit school, it's just like that kind of has that different, it sets itself up in its own little realm, you know, which isn't a bad thing. But like we've been saying, and like Coach Porter's been saying, you know, you get a collection of people that believe and special things happen. And I really believe that's just what it's been the past 4 years, man. It's just like the right things have just been finally falling into place, and it's just incredible, dude. I like going to Loyola. I never would have expected, and I know you didn't expect this either, bro.
No,
you know, it's just like, it's nuts, and it's crazy now because even with all this success that's going on, bro, like, you know, my Chicago peers and whatnot, it's like I'm going hard for it because it's like it's the school that I went to, and it's from my neighborhood. Like Loyola's like in my backyard, and you know, it's like for myself personally, bro, it's just like, damn, dude, like this is happening right here, you know, like right this is there. Happening right behind, and it's like I would have. To be honest, it's what I always dreamed of, like, being a part of, bro. Like, there was part of me that was disappointed. Like, I wanted to go to University of Texas, dude. Like, there wasn't really
hook 'em horns.
An educational motive behind it. It's just I always really enjoyed, like, Texas for whatever. I mean, like, family-wise, yeah, but I mean, just the school itself, like, it always intrigued me, and that's where I wanted to go, man. I wanted to go to, like, one of those big D1 schools, bro.
And like a Power 5 school. I would have loved to go into one of those. I always say, like, I always look back and said, I wish I went to an SEC school just for, like, football Saturdays, but I don't regret the decision I made one bit. Not even a chance.
And, I mean, it's just, like, that's the thing, bro. It's just, like, you know, you can go to SEC. You can go to, like, Alabama or Arkansas or whatever school, yada, yada, you know. And it's, like, you might have a successful basketball program, but it's, like, then what? You step outside of the arena, you know, you're
in the middle of nowhere,
drinking in the middle of the nowhere all day, every day. Where it's like, dude, it's like, yeah, Loyola's a Jesuit school, and it might like throw some people off, especially like if they're coming from like public schools and whatnot. But it's like, dude, you're in the heart basically of Chicago, you know. And if you're not in downtown campus, you know, you're literally downtown. But even if you're not downtown, you're still in Rogers Park, and you know, if you get your what's it called, bus pass, your CTA pass, the Venture. I mean, it was like $100, and you can the whole year you can go wherever you want, however unlimited. Like, that's ridiculous, dude. Like, especially if you're from out of town, and you know, I'm sure Dan can elaborate on this. I mean, having that accessibility to be able to go wherever you want, and you're close right there by the red line. I mean, that's beautiful, dude. Like, being a Chicago kid and having the freedom to literally go wherever I wanted on the bus was awesome, bro, because it's like I could be I could be at Loyola doing my thing, you know, doing what I need to do, but then it's like I could go link up on some like normal stuff with my people easily, you know. So I mean, the benefits of that, of being in the city, is just awesome, you know. But I think one, to bring up another point, bro. Oh no, I'm gonna bring up the point, but I want you to elaborate on like your perspective of what I just said in terms of like having the accessibility to be able to like, you know, like comparing what it would have been like to be at that SEC school or being at Loyola and getting, you know, everything that came with it.
At SEC schools, you get so attached to the sport, like the sports mindset, and like I think of just like the schedule, because you're always looking forward to Saturday tailgates, and like you're so interested in like the frat life and like what's going on campus, because outside of campus there's nothing to do, because you're literally like some of these schools like Urbana-Champaign, you're literally in the middle of nowhere. In Alabama and Tuscaloosa, there's probably not much around. Like some of these college towns, like are great in theory, and I think you obviously there's ways to enjoy them, and I'm not like crapping on people who go to these day school, but are like these college towns where there's nothing but the college in like the area.
Yeah.
But just being able to go to a school in the third biggest city in the country, arguably one of the greatest cities on earth.
Absolutely.
It's something I will never take for granted ever, and I think that like that's what made my decision. Like when you have to go on tour, you walk into the Sullivan Center and you walk in, the office overlooks the lake, and my dad immediately goes, "That's how they sell you right there. That's how they get you." And I'm just like, "Oh, whatever. Like I don't care." And then we walk around campus, and I just slowly realized that this is where I wanted to go. And Chicago giving you those venture passes that allow you to go wherever you want in the city with public transportation was huge, because it was easy for us to go downtown or go to these different neighborhoods and try these different places and see so much of this glorious city. And I still feel like I haven't seen enough of this city. There are areas.
There's a lot you got to see.
There's a lot I got to see. There's places I have never been and I'd love to get to sometime. It's always still so overwhelming for me, because even now I'm just like, it's so big and I feel like I've seen so much, but I really haven't, like compared to like other people.
I've lived here my whole life and I haven't seen the whole city, dude. Like there'll be times where I go through a certain area, I'm like, damn, I ain't never seen this before.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's why I'll never regret making Loyola my decision, because of it being in such a great environment like Chicago that allows you to get off campus and experience the real world in the city itself through whatever means that means for you. Was just such a blessing that you don't get in these small college towns that have the same 6 bars that everyone goes to every Thursday through Sunday nights, or the same couple of restaurants that everyone goes to, like, you know what I mean? Like the same places and always seeing the same faces, where if you really want, like, Loyola kids can go see DePaul kids, or they can go up to Evanston and see what Northwestern's about, or even go to UIC, or like, you know, there's just so many other schools and other people around and like other experiences besides what the college has to offer, that it makes Loyola Chicago that much better, being in such a great location that a lot of your normal Power 5 or state schools just can't say that they have.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And another point that I wanted to make, you know, similarly to this is so while, just to kind of give it like some backstory, so basically when Loyola won initially against Georgia Tech on Friday, you had a lot of
this was on Sunday. Yeah, this was on Sunday after we beat the Illini.
True. You're right. Yeah. I'm sorry, Sunday. And on the north the Northside Rogers Park campus, you had on Sheridan or Broadway or whatever, a lot of the students like swarming the street and everything and blocking off cars, and I actually drove through that to see myself, and that's what it was. It was dope. It was cool, man. But you had a lot of like, basically, man, you had a lot of people in the, as they call it, the BIPOC community, and basically saying like, you know, you pretty much, to put it out there, is like, you got all these white people celebrating in the middle of the street and the cops aren't doing anything. They're high-fiving, celebrating. But then it's like in the same notion when you had the Black Lives Matter protests and everything going on. Obviously police weren't as kind and you know, were rather dispersing people in a more aggressive manner. So you've got this contrast of perspectives right now with Loyola winning within the Loyola community. You know, you have one side where it's like, oh yeah, we're winning, blah blah blah, and then it's like you got the other side where a lot of minorities are just feeling like a lot of minorities that either go or have graduated from Loyola that are just like, I mean, it's cool, you know, they're successful and whatnot, but it's like, it's basically the feeling is this school doesn't represent me. You know, this school, when I went there, it didn't serve me how I thought it was going to serve me. You know, it served white interest. It served, you know, a lot of white privilege. And, you know, again, being somebody that's in the middle of it, you know, I'm Mexican and Irish, I definitely can feel both sides, because it's like, of course, like I said, you know, Rogers Park for my neighborhood, all that, I'm having a ball with it. You know, it's great. But at the same time, like, I'm there with my people, you know, I totally empathize and agree, because, you know, sure, my skin is white, but even I felt, you know, a lot of times, and I had a lot of discussions with a lot of people, you know, people of color that I went to school with there, dude, that like, we just always had these deep conversations of long story short, just feeling like we didn't fit in, man. And it's just like, we have to go extra hard just to feel like we can be a part of the community, to be a part of that culture, right? So it's tough, dude. And my argument from my argument of that being in the perspective that I am is that, like, when I'm watching these games, dude, and I'm looking at our team, I'm looking at the diversity of our team, dude, you know, and like we're saying, like, we've got Marcus Kennedy, bro, Lucas Williamson, dudes from Chicago, you know, black dudes from Chicago, on this program, getting a great education, doing their thing. You got Cameron Crowig, you know, you got all these white dudes, bro. I mean, it's just like, our team is diverse, bro, and I think, you know, in that setting alone, I think I mean, obviously, we don't have no Latino and Asian players or whatever, but I mean, it's like, there's representation, there's equality, there's equity within the team, you know, the culture of what the team represents, maybe not the school, right, but what this specific team and what Porter Moser and what's going on here, I think it does represent our people. I think it does represent the beauty of Rogers Park, the beauty of the city, of us as minorities being able to feel like, yo, we can come to a school, to a program like Loyola and be successful, you know. And obviously, you know, these are star level college athletes, you know, so they're going to get better treatment. So it's like the next step is really going to be for Loyola and a lot of these universities is to really put in effort. And that's like, effort is like the minimum, you know. It's like, y'all got to go above and beyond to make sure that all of your students, no matter what walk of life, is feeling like they're accepted and they can be safe in the community of their where they're going to school.
Of their choosing, because they literally choose where you go to school.
Exactly.
And I totally agree with you. And I just want to say off top that I just like don't, by anything I say, I don't know how to say this properly. I understand and I empathize with those people. I guess I don't know how to word it as well as that, but I totally understand where they're coming from, and I know that it's never on the forefront of my mind, but I'm always thinking about it, and I think I'll never stop thinking about it now, like in correlation with this, especially after some of the things I saw some of my friends share on social media. But I know, like, there's been a history. Even when we were at school, there were plenty of things that happened that, like, one of the last basketball games our senior year, the home game, there was an incident where a student got arrested for, like, no reason.
Yeah, it was like ID situation or something.
Like they were asking for his ID. He was a Loyola student because they were protesting the new Norville Center, and they, like, immediately arrested him. And I remember, like, that was just, like, a huge deal. Yeah. And it's still clearly relevant if it happened this summer when students were doing Black Lives Matter protests and the cops were still. It's a clear issue, and if you look at the Loyola student population, you can understand that it's a clear issue, because it's just full of a bunch of rich white people. It's just not.
And that's what sucks, dude. Because when they're selling Loyola to you, especially, you know, like, coming from Lane Tech, bro, like I know what diversity is, bro. You feel me? Like I got probably one of the best tastes of diversity in terms of a school in Chicago by far, because you go to Lane Tech, you're gonna get every type of person. So when I went to Loyola and they're selling you, oh, we're diverse, we got all these people, blah blah blah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's diverse to a certain extent, but it's the white perspective of what diversity is, and it's like the white perspective and the minority perspective of what diversity is two totally different things. Like for us, it's like, yo, it's a painted canvas of everybody. But for white people, it's more like, okay, we'll fit a few black people in here, fit a few Latinos in here. Can I say something that I truly believe, bro? That's like super deep.
Go off.
So I remember when we were freshmen and I was rooming with Justino Cochino. I remember him saying something that stuck with me that will stick for me for a long time. So I get like he and Justin, if you remember this, bro, you can, if I'm wrong about something, correct me if you're listening. But basically, I remember him talking about he had a friend that was like connected with people within the administration of Loyola somehow, some way, yada yada yada. Long story short, saying like, I don't know what it was, bro, but it's like a lot of like minority students, like they weren't accepted so much because of their grades, but it was, just okay, we need a certain amount of black
numbers.
people. Exactly. So to be honest, bro, like I forgot what I had, dude, but I had a very like I barely got in type of thing. Well, I forgot what the system was of how we were supposed to get in or something. Wasn't there like a certain score you had to have
on your on your SATs
or
ACTs?
ACTs yeah, I had like a 23. Oh yeah, that's right. It was ACT. So I took ACT. I had a 23, bro. That's pushing it, bro. That to get into a school like Loyola, bro. I mean, like I got in. I did what I had to do. I just, that's great, blah blah blah. But I don't know, bro. Like I feel like that I don't know if I necessarily got in because of my education, because I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to backtrack.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
In high school, bro, I had like a 2.7, 2.8. I was a very average. I was a great student, but high school I was a different person and I didn't care as much, and I was just kind of loosey goosey and just having fun. So like, the person that I was at that time, I don't know if I necessarily deserved to be at Loyola, bro. Great on paper, and to have a 23, to have a 2.7, bro, I think it's kind of a miracle and kind of a blessing that I got in there, bro. And I think part of the reason is definitely because I was Latino, bro. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's just my theory, but that's just kind of my perspective. And after him saying that, I'm like, that kind of makes sense, man. I'm not saying anything about it in terms, I'm, like I said, I'm blessed that I was able to do it. Oh, because, no. I remember the point. I'm sorry. I know I'm rambling. I remember the point. They get these students in so that they pay the tuition, because they know more than not that a lot of these students might not be able to graduate, but they're just trying to finesse the money. I'm sorry, people. I know I was rambling on. That was the point. So that's what I felt, because, I didn't get in on a scholarship. You feel me? Like, I had to take out loans. So I felt like Loyola accepted me because they saw, like he's decent, he lives in the area, he's Latino, blah blah blah, but he might not be able to get through, So we're gonna finesse the money that we can, and then boom, get out whatever, and then we'll fill the spot for the next time. But I showed them wrong, bro, and I'm like, no, I'm finna graduate, dude. So
it's a business at the end of the day. They're a business, and they'll do whatever they can to make money. Which may be accepting people that like that who may not graduate, but still will owe you money, or they'll find people where they don't have to give a scholarship, but just like make them come in as no, you have to pay all whatever $50-something thousand that it is now, or whatever it is. And I mean, I feel like we talk about this frequently when this is like a similar theme when we talked a lot of the summer, like a lot of when we were talking about Black Lives Matter and the racial and social justice issues that are still prevalent in this in this country, and it's just so deeply rooted that it's going to be hard to take it out slowly. And tuitions like Loyola and like your older schools that were founded before like whatever year we were founded, like right around the Civil War era. Like just like schools that are that old. There's just so much woven into these schools that change needs to be made. There's no doubt about it that change needs to be made on all fronts of Loyola and elsewhere, and the greater good of society. That changes need to be made. It's just, and someone made this point the other day. I don't remember where I was hearing it, but I was hearing about one of the. It might have been about the shootings in Florida that we discussed last week. That the racial issues aren't going to fix themselves until the white people like address the problem themselves, because the white people are the problem. Like, we're clearly the issue at fault here, and if we continue to just push it off and not really address it head on, and like let our brothers and sisters that aren't white like struggle with these issues and try to bring it up themselves, they're not going to get that far. They're not going to get where they need to be because they don't have help from us. It takes everyone to move to push us in the right direction. And until the majority of white population like understands that and does more than just repost a picture on social media or signs a petition on change.org, like go out and do something. Like, I'm calling out myself as well because I don't think I've done enough. Like, there just needs to be more action on that front, and it starts with the white people like fully addressing that we are the part of the problem. We need to like do something about this to make it right. And I don't know what reparations, restitution, like whatever you want to call it, I don't know what that would be, but like it's got to start somewhere. And I know the history with Loyola isn't great, clearly in the past, and even in my knowledge since we've been at Loyola since 2013, 2014, there have been issues, and I just hope that we can fix those. Because like you said, like the basketball team is held to a higher standard because of the basketball team, because they bring in the school so much money, let's be honest. But they don't accurately represent the population of the school, like you said, and I totally agree with that. Because I don't know where I was trying to finish with that statement, but I agree with, you can't. And the team talked about it a lot this summer. Like when they were together this summer, they brought up their own issues. I know, like Lucas was a leader in trying to make changes around the campus or things like that, or like just make change in general. And even Porter Moser said the other day after the games where like people were saying racist things to Kofi and like all these other things, that he says we can't take a break on social justice. Like you can't just like stop one day. You can't just like stop. It's like a daily thing. You have to go to, like, just like your job is. Let me look up the quote that he said exactly. I have it here. He said, we can't have social justice fatigue. We have to talk every day. We have to talk about it. And I think that's perfectly said by Coach, because they've been talking about it all year since the summer, that it's bigger than basketball. It's so much bigger than basketball. Absolutely. Like, it's so much bigger than any of our lives. Like, it just needs to be changed. And I feel like I sound like a broken record, but I'm trying to find ways that I can make a change still. So if any of my friends out there, people I know, white, black, Latino, Asian, whatever, if you can help me find a way to make a real change when it comes to social and racial injustice and justice, I would love to make a true impact, but I'm just afraid I don't know how to do that sometimes. You know what I mean?
I think right now, bro, like, I think just doing the words that you said, bro, and just your perspective all the time is a lot bigger than you may realize, you know. And I know that there's always room for improvement, right? But I think, especially, you know, from my experience with white people, bro, and it's just like, you've always been one of the real, not even just including, you've always been one of the realest people in my life in general, bro. Like, not including skin color, bro, but in being a white person, bro, it's just like, you're somebody that can acknowledge, like, okay, you know, I might understand this part, but I might not understand this part. You know, it's like you're hyper aware, bro, you know, and it's like you're aware when you're not aware type of thing, you know. And it's like there might be situations that, I mean, you know, like all of us, bro, like we're all learning. We're all here trying to figure it out right now. You feel me? But it's like, at the end of the day, bro, the best that we can all do, whether being white or whether being a person of color, minority, like, it's all about just spreading love and showing love to the next person, bro. You know,
Absolutely.
Whether Dan's white or, you know, ISO's black, like, it doesn't matter. You know, it's like, we appreciate who you are because of the character of the person. That's what matters, you know. Like, that's coming from Rogers Park. That's what I grew up on, bro. Like, that's what I always knew, you know. That's what we never. I mean, you would go to the park and you're cooling with everybody, bro. Black, Indian, Asian, Latino, white, European, man, Middle Eastern, just any and everybody. And it's just like, to be honest, bro, like, I'm truly blessed to be where I'm from, because it showed me, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, racism exists everywhere and anywhere, whether you see it or not. It's always going to be hidden in the crevice of of areas, no doubt about it. Anywhere, I've learned it. Even, you know, even in Rogers Park or whatever, it could be the most diverse place in the world. You're going to have racist people, bro. But it all comes down to, like you said, having these conversations and just making it normal that, like, we just spreading love, dude. Like, you know, you got to appreciate everybody's culture. It doesn't matter that, you know, he or she is wearing a dashiki, or, you know, he or she is wearing a face mask or turban or whatever, you know. It's like, just, it is what it is, you know. Everybody's got their culture, everybody's got their practices, and that's the reality, dude. You know, it's just like, it doesn't matter. But the problem being with a place like Loyola or Bumble F, you know, Nebraska, where it's just, you know, just a community of sheltered, bubbled white people, you know, that have never met anybody outside of Caucasian ethnicity. There's intimidation because you see the news and you see all these inner cities and, you know, all these riots, and they're breaking into Macy's and all these scary Latino black people, you know, like it's intimidating to people that have never been around it, you know. But it's like, when you grow up around everybody, and when you're a kid to when you're an adult and you're just around everybody, dude, it's just like, you're not intimidated by any one person. And that's what, if we're gonna talk about culture, bro, that's what Loyola has to continue to build. If they're really gonna be if their mantra is gonna be culture, and that's what they're gonna be representing, bro, the administration, the Loyola administration, and the people that, you know, the funders and all these people that have the money and the power, those are the people that in the now can make the change.
Yes.
You know, for someone like you, Dan, bro, like, it's like, you know, and sure myself too, it's just like, we can make change in the now just by doing what we're doing, you know. But like, once we have those true finances, and we're in those certain doors and buildings, that's when we can really, and not just us, you know, just like our generation, you know, that's when we can really start making that next flip, the next change. And it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna fully be completed with the millennial generation. It's gonna take generations after us, you know. But it's up to us right now to have these conversations and call all of this out and make sure that none of this is going under the bus, because 20, 10, 30, 40 years ago, you know, it was, I mean, this is what it is, you know. And it's just up to us to continue to just call it out, because we have the platform, we have social media, we have YouTube, we have all of this. We can continue to just point the finger and put out, like, yo, this is what's happening, and this can't be accepted. This is what has to be, you know. And people aren't gonna like it, you know. And that's where we're at right now. We're at two sides of the story, bro. We're still, and I'm sorry, you know, but
no, keep going. You're good. You're good.
We're living in the PTSD era of the insurrection right now, dude. You know, it's like the insurrection and everything that's led up to that, and all of the feelings that are at the root of that occurrence, that all exists right now. You know, it exists in the schools, it exists in society, it exists in public health. I mean, you know, you see with these vaccines, the distribution, you had all these suburban white folks coming into the city, you know, getting their spots, but all the city folks had to wait because these suburban folks are coming in and taking all the spots to get the vaccines. I mean, that's the stuff that's just maddening, dude. Just maddening, you know? And that's the thing, whether it's at Loyola, whether it's in Chicago, whether it's in the United States, whether it's in South Africa, you know, just like in the world. It's just like, this has to stop. And it takes the average common folk person in those situations, wherever you are, to just stand up and just make a change, bro, and not allow FS. Sorry, I'm passionate. FS stuff to take over, man. You know.
Yeah, and to kind of wrap this up, because I want to get to the NBA, and I want to get Justino in here to talk NBA with us. I think going back to what we were talking about, being blessed to go to Loyola, I think for me, besides the city, besides the basketball team, besides the people I met, like I think just like what we were kind of talking about, those experiences, like that you were talking about, like when you're around the stuff that happens in the city, like it's not new to you, or like you recognize it, like being able to go to a city school like Chicago, I think opened my eye for different perspectives that I would never have gotten if I went to your white, very white, like SEC school in whatever state that was part of the Confederacy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk too much more on this, but just being like, just kind of emphasizing that when going to Loyola provides a whole nother, because being a school in a city like Chicago, that in a neighborhood like Rogers Park, that is one of the most diverse neighborhoods in all of the country, being able to go to that school and being able to experience a city instead of just being stuck in the middle of the farm has opened me up to more perspectives that I think a lot of people that I grew up with will never experience and will never be open to, because they're so stuck in their own bubble in whatever's happening, like in their, and like we always talk about this when we talk about these issues, but like being stuck in your own bubble and not being able to look outside your bubble is just such a problem that a lot of Americans have. And if they never live outside of their bubble, then they will never truly experience be able to look outside their bubble. You know what I mean? Like if they stay within the same area or don't like try to study up or try to understand what's outside their bubble, then they'll be stuck in there, and you can blame them, but like at a certain point, like it's just part of where they're from. Whereas like for me, like being able to live in different areas and still like look outside and try to understand what other people are going through, it just provides a different perspective that I don't think a lot of people who don't see the good in BLM, or like who continue to rep the MAGA hats even when the man's clearly out of office, they just don't understand, and they fail to see the bigger picture, or they fail to empathize. I think it's just like the biggest word. They don't care to put themselves in other people's shoes that aren't part of their immediate circle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I agree.
And I think that's what Loyola can do to fix, is that if they if Dr. Rooney and the higher ups put themselves in their student shoes, like the Loyola the non-white Loyola student shoes, like what would they want them to do? And I think that's where it starts, as the empathy and the understanding and the admittance of doing something wrong is the first step.
Yeah. And I think to close it out, bro, and to close it off at that point is like if it's at Loyola or if it's just society, like it's up to the students, it's up to the people to continue to push the envelope and make those people, you know, make those Dr. Rooney's, make those Joe Bidens, make those J.B. Pritzkers, you know, make those Lori Lightfoots. They got to listen. They got to hear us. They got to hear the problems, because if they don't hear what's going down on the street level, they're not going to know what's up, you know, and I think that's clear in politics. It's like even with this new Biden administration, you know, it's like they're not aware of everything that's fully going down in the streets, because they're, you know, they got so much to focus on. And we'll see, man. The fight goes on, my brother.
The fight goes on. Shirley's not ending here. That's for dang sure.
But what we will be fighting about right now is our NBA trade deadline discussion, because we are on two different wavelengths, ladies and gentlemen. I feel ecstatic, and BossDan, as you can see by body language.
Can we just keep talking about the Ramblers? I don't want
to baby.
I don't want to talk about that other basketball team that I root for. I'm just very disappointed. Let's start with the highs. Let's start with the Bulls, please. Let's please talk about the Bulls' moves first.
NBA trade deadline ended today, Thursday at 2:00, and your Chicago Bulls, ladies and gentlemen, are back in the mix. We traded Wendell Carter Jr. We traded Otto Porter Jr. We traded a 2021 and a 2023 first-round picks.
Up here he is. Speaking of the man, right as we get into the NBA talk, Justino.
What's up, boys?
How we doing?
Doing
good. How you doing?
Hear me?
Yeah, one sec. Sorry, I had music going. What's going on?
Not much, man. Sitting here watching you guys, drinking some coffee. I don't know why I'm drinking coffee. I need to go to bed actually. But I was like, I'm gonna get through it. I've been watching the whole thing, watching you guys. Good audio and all.
Great.
You know how it is.
Appreciate that. So yeah, I'm glad you called in because I wanted to get you in here for the trade deadline talk. Since we haven't heard from you at all today, Justino, what are your thoughts on the Bulls moves? I'm curious. I talked to a little bit with G before we got on the air, but I just want to hear your initial thoughts on what the Bulls did today and how you kind of see it playing out for them this season.
I was happy when I heard about the trade for Wendell for Nikola Vucevic, and I heard about the actual trade happening from the group text, to which I spent like 2 seconds looking up the actual trade. I'm pleased by that. I'm sorry about snagging Tice.
But, no, that's
I'll
fine.
take him too. We needed the rebounding, and I think we'll find at the very least that some more offensive rebounding with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but yeah, the big question is point guard. I feel like they'll come up with something.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much behind Kobe. There's so much belief behind Kobe White, and I mean, for Otto, Wendell, and 2 firsts to get Vooch and Al-Farouq Aminu, it adds a lot of size, and adding an all-star like Vooch to him and Levine, I feel like it's going to be a very interesting combo playing together.
Awesome. 2
all-star levels at a big a front court and a back court. Putting him next to Lauri Markkanen and whoever else they can put him next to, like Thaddeus Young, probably, yeah. So like those 3 with Kobe and Zach, it's gonna be a fun starting lineup, and then Al-Farouq can give you some solid minutes off the bench, which will be important for the Bulls. And I'm glad to see, because I think a lot of people have said it, and like there have been like even with Garpax, there's just been nothing done at trade deadlines like in significance. And the first trade deadline the Bulls have with a new GM, there's just action all over the place to get stuff done. It was just so good to see.
I'm telling you, dude, like the kid in me just had a sigh of relief, bro. I've had PTSD from Garpax for the longest, bro, and especially like being in sports management. And bro, part of the reason why I did sports management was because I was like, one day, I want to do better than these dudes. And man, it was aggravating, bro. So to see this fresh change and to see not only just making moves, but make quality moves, bro. I mean, like that initial Vucevic trade, bro, it's just like everything that we traded at, we just improved right there. Like, yeah, we may not win a championship. We're not going to win a championship, but it's like we improved, man. And like you said, we stole Daniel Tice, bro. That was just a lick, dog. Like that was the cherry on top, bro. Cherry on top. So we play Saturday. We play Saturday, man. It's exciting. We got it. Yeah.
Fans are coming back into United Center soon, right?
Fairly soon.
Thank God.
We'll see.
Fairly soon they'll be on, but that's still good that we're moving in that direction. And it's funny. Oh, the worst part about the Tice deal is that it was only done to create cap space for Evan Fournier.
Damn, that sucks.
Literally, like that's the reason why it was done, because we needed cap space to fit Evan Fournier on there. So we literally got rid of Tice for my mortal enemy, Mo Wagner. I'm so mad that Danny Ainge had to go get Mo Wagner, the man who prevented Loyola from reaching a national championship in 2018, and he has to go out and get that man. I can't root for a team that has Mo Wagner on it. I don't know what Danny Ainge is doing.
I agree, man.
He's losing my fan allegiances, and it's making me
angry. The
angry.
city of Chicago drafts BossDan.
Yes, I am honestly. I want the Celtics to buy me out for this season. I'm going to the Bulls on a league minimum for the playoff run. Sign me up. I'm done watching this team this year.
Everybody's getting a buyout now. Marcus Aldridge just accepted a buyout.
Yeah, Aldridge is getting a buyout, and apparently he's going to get signed.
Dude, let's scoop him.
I think I don't know who's going to sign him.
We lost Aaron Gordon. I'm not unhappy with the way that we've handled the trade so far, but I really wish that we could have nabbed Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Like, if we could have gotten, oh my God, Vucevic and Aaron Gordon, I would have lost my mind.
That would have been insane. I was hoping the Celtics could get Aaron Gordon too, and I think everyone was assuming that because Fournier was connected to the Celtics and then Gordon was, and everyone was just assuming that they would be a package deal, but clearly that wasn't the case because Gordon got sent to the a real playoff team in the Denver Nuggets, where I think he'll fit in great with that lineup being healthier, or at least like a younger Millsap in a way, just like a younger body, a fresher legs. You know what I mean?
Someone to kind of help Michael Porter Jr. space the off the bench. You think he'd be playing off the bench or starting?
He'd probably start.
Aaron
I would
Gordon
guess.
or Michael Porter Jr.
Aaron Gordon, right? He was starting. He was probably starting Gary Harris' spot, or was Harris starting?
Because right now it's Murray, Barton, Michael Porter, Paul Millsap,
and
Jokic. So if they want to put him at the 6th, I don't know. That's kind of tough, man, because I feel like you got a good starting lineup. I would just put him at the bench, to be honest. You got your
but that's a solid guy
coming
off your bench.
If you're looking for the length or not.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And if they are facing a taller team, they maybe could. But
I mean, they got JaVale McGee too, bro. So I mean that.
Who got JaVale?
The Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
For 2 future protected second-round picks and Isaiah Hartenstein. So they're adding size. They added a lot of size in today, so that was good. I mean, going back to the Evan Fournier, I didn't really address that initially. I thought I know I just went off on Danny Ainge, but I thought the Fournier trade was good. And I was just hoping that wasn't the most important deal we made. I was hoping something bigger would come along. But getting Evan Fournier for 2 second-round picks and an aging Jeff Teague I thought was a good deal because it provides us with some consistent bench scoring, which is what I've been saying since December would be the Celtics' biggest problem. And it still continues to be the Celtics' biggest problem is bench scoring. So for them to address one of our biggest needs with minimal stock kind of given away for that, or minimal damage done to what our core is, I really like what Danny Ainge did there, but then he had to go mess it up by not doing anything else and getting rid of Daniel Tice for literally just cap space and bringing in the worst basketball player on the planet, Mo Wagner.
You addressed one need and created a bigger hole with another one, bro.
Exactly.
Now Mo Wagner, but I don't see him being much of an impact.
I don't want him playing any minutes. But I think one thing
He's definitely going to get some tig, bro.
I think one thing that this move shows is that the Celtics believe in Robert Williams because he's been playing more minutes, and the more minutes, like his per 36 stats are like crazy because he doesn't play enough because he's been playing behind Tyson Thompson. But for Robert Williams, I'm hoping that with this move he starts because the man's deserved to start for a while. He deserves to be playing with the younger guys and bring off Tristan Thompson as a bench guy to get, because like you don't want a 30, however old he is, you don't want that guy starting for you every game. You know what I mean? I would much rather have Robert Williams. So I hope that's the direction that the Celtics are going with this. Is that we're going to get more Robert Williams time. And, but like I said, I would have loved something to be done. I would have loved a bigger move if we somehow get one of these buyouts like Aldridge or whoever else gets bought out, which I don't think will happen because I don't think anyone really wants to come here after what Aaron Gordon said where he wanted to come here and then he didn't because he realized how crazy this locker room is.
How so? Why?
I just think there's just been a lot of discussions with because like all the rumors of Brad Stevens going to Indiana, I think just threw everybody off. And even though there were no rumors, no truth behind those rumors, just like internet buzz and players not being on the same page. And I don't know. I think this just team's in a weird spot because the expectations are so high for this team going to however many conference finals in the past 4 or 5 years without actually reaching the finals that we're in such a weird spot. It's just... I don't know. I think it's just hard for this team to ever meet the expectations that have been set for them.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they don't make it easier on themselves by the way they play basketball games.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, man. Like I've been saying, dude. There's just this like, I don't know, bro. I'm big on vibes, bro. And there's a weird vibe surrounded around your team. And this is coming from somebody that absolutely like I rock with the Celtics, bro. That 2008 team, like. As long as KG, Paul Pierce, Celtics, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, while they were on that squad, bro, that was one of my favorite teams, dude. So, like, I have all the love and respect in the world for the Celtics. So, from my perspective, I can totally say like that vibe compared to the vibe that's going on now, bro, is just it's weird and it's off, and it's just like it feels like there's like a big hole just missing from you guys right now, you know. And to be honest, that's kind of how I was feeling about the Bulls, but not anymore.
You think Vucevic? You think Vucevic fills that hole?
I mean, I don't think that we're gonna be a championship contender this season. I don't even know if we'll be a championship contender next season, but I mean,
it's pushing you guys in the right direction.
I felt big hole. I felt like there were a lot of holes in our team because like it felt like okay, we're doing well here one night, and then we're screwing up here another night, and you know it's just like we've had no consistency this season. We lost to the Cavaliers last night, man. We blew a 20-point lead against the Spurs. I mean, we're losing incredibly terrible games, bro. So I mean, just to have another consistent scorer. Supposedly, I mean, on paper, a 20-10 guy. I mean, that he fills everything that Wendell was supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Otto Porter, which I mean, I've been on this show saying you know how much I like Otto Porter Jr., but he was in and out of the lineup. He was injured a lot, so I mean, you get Al-Farouq Aminu. That fills up more room for Pat Williams. It's gonna give Pat Williams more confidence because it's like, yo, okay, they see that they riding with me, you know, like he's gonna want to score more. Al-Farouq Aminu, nice defensive player. I think what I was saying at the beginning of the season, like we're trying to figure out our identity. I think we really took a step forward in figuring out that identity right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now it's going to take the next few games to figure out, okay, how are we going to play? How are these new players going to mesh? Because, bro, we have, 4 new players on our team now? It's gonna be an adjustment. And you've got Lauri Markkanen, who's, like, in the middle of all this, trying to figure out his like 3rd, 4th year, trying to figure out his role on this team, dude. And it's like if that's the key to this squad is like if Lauri Markkanen can tee up, bro, we're gone, bro.
Mm-hmm. I'm super surprised he's still on the team.
Yeah,
I'm happy he is because I still believe in the dude. But I don't know. It's exciting. It's another reason to be excited about the team, and I'm still hopeful for it, man. I like what you guys. I agree with what you guys have been saying too.
And one thing I just kind of looked up as G was kind of talking there. It reminded me that Otto Porter was getting paid like a ridiculous amount of money.
Big contract.
And like because I was like, oh well, Vooch is getting paid less than he is. And I know he's like a couple years older, but you have Vooch locked in for after this season for 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
like
Al-Farouq Aminu is 6'9", so like he like that him being like an add one to the team or to the trade that was
beautiful.
That was, right.
It's like we'll take Vooch.
That's a super decent trade.
Yeah, we'll take Vooch, and you give us Al-Farouq Aminu as well. Hell yeah. Bro.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and like that's arguably those two are making what Otto and Wendell were making. So it's basically it's not that much money. Like money difference money wise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean they're older clearly, but I think that's what this team needed. There was plenty of youth on this team. You just needed a veteran like Vooch who could be the center, be a leader in the terms of like the big guys down in the paint.
He's
like,
only 32.
Yeah, he's not even like he just turned. I think did he just turn 30? Or it said 30 in somehow odd days. 30. Oh, so he's like 30 and a half, but still. But like anyways, like it's
perfect.
That's a perfect deal. As soon as I saw that, I was like, that's a huge deal for the Bull. That's great.
Yeah.
It was like
it'll be a bigger motivator for him. Sorry.
It was one of those like I wish my team got it, but I'm really happy to see that he went to a team like the Bulls that were a solid big man away from being a good team. And if he's on this team for another 2 years with LaVine, with Kobe, like if they extend LaVine, like.
Oh, we keeping LaVine, bro.
I think
everybody else got to worry, but we keeping LaVine, dude. Like, absolutely, bro. I've been saying it, bro. Like, this man is Stephen A. Smith was on First Take today saying that this man is a bona fide star, bro. You feel me? Like he has everything that it takes to be a star in this league, man. And it's just all about the pieces. Oh, we still got Garrett Temple, bro. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, we have a squad, bro. And I've been saying it from the beginning. Yeah. It's just like. Getting our stuff together, man, and we just need consistency, bro. And I hope that's what Vucevic brings. And you know, Tice is gonna help defensively, Aminu is gonna help defensively, and that's just what we've been needing is stops and just give Zach and Vooch the green light, bro, and let's roll, bro.
Let everyone go.
Let's go.
Let those two do the work, and then everyone else will follow.
Absolutely, because I mean, it takes huge amounts of pressure off of Laurie, and I think that's a big thing because people were like, "Oh, this is our second option." He's not our second option anymore. He could be that third option. You feel me? Pat Williams can be our fourth, fifth option with Kobe. You know, it's just like everyone can kind of defer a little bit more and play the role that they feel a little more comfortable to play. And I think that's the problem with Laurie is like they expected too much of him, and that's not the player that he is.
Yeah.
He has the potential, but at this moment right now, just let him fill his spot. I mean, bro, did y'all see him dunk that man, bro? I forgot who he dunked, G, but he dunked somebody so nasty the other day, dude. Like, he's
getting a little bit more aggressive attacking the basket, and I really like that side of him, man. Like, you know, he starts taking advantage of some of these slower big men. I don't know. It could be good for him. I mean, also take into consideration he's like one of the only Finnish players in the league, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like a different way of life, you know what I mean? Like, you've got a whole family back in Finland type deal, and like him having less of a load to have to bear, I don't know, it might help him. It might help accelerate his growth the way that people had been perceiving for the past couple of years or past couple of seasons.
Absolutely, because his rookie season, man, he had a fantastic season. He was under the radar, you know. It's like he got traded
to get that money.
Exactly. He had to prove himself, and he had to show like, yo, this is what I can do. And he teed up, and then once the expectations started building up, and then he started getting injured a little bit, it just threw him off his game. So I think this is gonna. The Bulls won this trade deadline, bro. Like, there's no question about it, dog. Like,
quick question.
Yo.
Which is more pertinent for Laurie to develop, his post game or his playmaking, or his defense? I'm sorry.
I think he needs to be He needs to be a 20-point scorer at least consistently, bro. And we haven't been able to depend on that. I think
because we got that defense in that. I feel like we got enough defense in that trade to be able to compensate for Laurie's need for offensive scoring.
Yeah, no, I agree, absolutely. Yeah, man, I think it's totally up to his offense, and I mean, if he has the potential to be a great defensive player, but like you said, like we compensated for that, and we've got a lot more size now, and I mean, I think he just has a lot more room to be aggressive on the offensive end, and I think that post game is crucial, bro. I don't even know if it's so much post game. I think play. I don't want to say playmaking, but more so just like having the confidence to put the ball on the floor and like just do your thing.
No,
you know,
100%.
Whether you want to just pull up and shoot the three because you have the length, or you want to go inside and just yam it on somebody, or middle ground. Hit your favorite post up, spin move shot. I mean, he could be he could be the next Dirk, bro. It's just up to him.
Right, 100%. Which is exactly why he's still on the team. You know what I mean? Like,
they value him.
I like the way that this is becoming that this team's coming together. What if, like, and I don't even want to necessarily like move away from Kobe because like he's got the say we trade for Lonzo Ball tomorrow. Like, I mean, what's really the trade off other than like a couple of years experience?
Exactly. And it's like, I mean, Lonzo would be cool, bro, but it's not like Lonzo's this.
But he's asking for $20 million. No, get out of here. I ain't paying.
We ain't paying Lonzo.
I ain't paying. I'll pay you. I'll pay you 7.5, bro.
Bro. You mean to tell me, dog? we not just paying for Lonzo, bro. We paying to hear LeVar Ball talking, bro, and he gonna be on a Chicago Bulls platform, though. I mean, he's already, he's got Michael Jordan as his other son's owner. You feel me? So I mean, he can talk about that. So no, bro, I don't want to be listening to LeVar Ball talk, bro. I don't want him and the Bulls to be in the same sentence, dude. Absolutely not.
I like Lonzo in a Bulls jersey, though. You know what I
do.
mean? Like,
it's
just separate away from it. Like as a basketball player, like I do kind of like it, but
in the right situation. I mean,
it's because of that reason. Like that's why that whole trade would even kind of,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much he would really improve the team. To be honest, I think Kobe White is a better scorer than Lonzo, bro. It's just Kobe White's problem is it's only his second season. He was thrown into the.
He just turns the ball over a little too much.
Exactly. It's like he panics a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, just as a point guard, like I can kind of relate to. It's like when you're in a new situation and you're kind of smaller and you're put like the ball is in your hands and you have to make the decisions. It's like it can be a lot, and especially in the NBA level, man. Like, just give him some time, and I think again, like we've been saying, like we've got better players now. Everybody can kind of, has a little more leeway to do their thing. He's gonna be coming off the bench. Thomas Satoransky's been balling. There's not a lot of pressure on him, man. Just develop, just grow.
Right.
This is only your second season, like. This just takes a lot of the pressure off of everybody, man. It's like I've never felt better being in the 10th seed as I do right now. So we'll see. What other trades?
I'm curious what do you guys think about the Heat getting Oladipo?
That's nice.
I was just about to ask you right after. Yep.
So it was Oladipo to the Heat for the Olynyk Clinic, Avery Bradley, and a pick swap.
Yeah, they didn't give up much.
And it took.
I was for sure gonna think they gave up like someone like Kendrick Nunn.
Right.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna get someone with a little more
something.
youth on their side, but then again, Victor Oladipo's not that young in himself.
Right.
I mean, getting rid of may sound weird, but the Heat getting rid of Olynyk makes me a little nervous for them. Is that weird?
Why?
I don't know. I feel like last year it felt like Olynyk played.
He's one of the guys who,
he
he's
felt
one of
like
the
he
guys
played
who stepped up during the postseason.
Yeah, he played a lot
yeah.
of good important minutes, but I mean, if they are able to get one of these buyout guys like Aldridge, then that doesn't matter because then like you'd much rather have Aldridge than Olynyk.
But I mean, dude, like Oladipo from Olynyk, bro. Oh man, that's
easy.
That's a job.
Easy
I mean, that's you get in a potential 25-point plus scorer game if he's there. I mean, you get that 1-2 punch with Jimmy. I mean, that's
scary.
That's fantastic, bro. You got Goran Dragic, you got Tyler
those
Hero.
two, bam.
Robinson shooting the threes. I mean, there's a lot of offensive options here right now.
I think after what
I really like Victor Oladipo being paired with Kendrick Nunn to like kind of, I don't know, help him develop the way that Victor could have had he not suffered all those injuries. I mean, I feel like he could be that veteran presence for players like him.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good way to put it, is that he can kind of put Kendrick almost under his wing in terms of like a scoring two guard can. And
let alone an undersized scoring too.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. And I think after what the Heat did last year and the position they're currently in, sitting 9 games back of first place, I think Pat Riley was really itching to make some big splash, as he always does.
Yeah.
And he went out and got one of the best players available, which was Oladipo, who can score. When he's on, he's on. And I feel like he's more of a scoring threat than Jimmy can be at some points. Just like I feel like his jump shot's just better than Jimmy's is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that's a good get for the Heat, and the Heat are trying to get back to the finals and actually make a statement again this year because they see that the Lakers are hurting. And I feel like we've been saying this for a while. The East is kind of up for grabs. I mean, we have the Sixers, Bucks, and Nets at the top. And then from there, it's kind of all over the place. But I think the Heat want to put themselves in that discussion with those top 3 teams, and making a move for Oladipo puts them in that conversation for sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely, man.
You think the Knicks are gonna pull the trigger on anybody?
I don't think so. I think they're waiting this year to see what they have before, because they realize that like they were a borderline playoff team a couple weeks ago. I don't know where they sit now, if they're still in the playoff picture.
6th seed, I think.
Are they still in the playoff picture?
Yeah.
I think they realize that what they have, and they'll just wait till the offseason to kind of fully address what needs to be done, and then they'll go attack. Because I think the Knicks are not going to be a team that will settle for. I mean, they've settled for mediocrity for so long now that they kind of have a taste of being successful again. They're going to go out and try to make something happen next year.
Yeah,
because I really like Emmanuel Quickly, man. He is such a good rookie. Like he's gonna put up some serious points for that team.
Yeah. They're a super young team, at least on some sides, and then of course you have Taj and D Rose.
D Rose, baby.
But their stars like Emmanuel, like Kevin Knox, like Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett. I mean, Obi Toppin, like that. The core is young. The core is super, super young. So just adding some of these veterans that can give you the I don't know, just what they need. I don't know what exactly they need is, and of course I think they'll address it in the offseason.
They need Carlos Boozer, bro. Bring Carlos Boozer.
Get
this man back on his
Boozer. What do you think Carlos Boozer's doing nowadays?
Hey, man, he's getting that spray tan.
He's probably got a beer belly.
He's getting that spray tan hairdo again, dude. Spray
No,
tan hair
bro,
too, and
I
beer belly.
Dude, I put money that he's got a belly.
It probably does, bro. You haven't seen him. Let's go on Carlos Boozer's Instagram right now and see what's going on with Booz.
Oh my God.
We're giving you the live update, Bulls fans.
Nothing below the neck, I'll tell you that much.
Let's see what's going on with Carlos Boozer.
I feel like I saw him on TV recently. I feel like, I don't know if I just pulled that out of somewhere, but I feel like I definitely saw him on television.
Mr. C. Booze.
See, it's weird. I'm just like, I like looking at teams cap. Like Julius Randle alone takes 20% of the Knicks cap, and then like RJ Barrett takes up 8% as on a rookie deal. And then I go to a team, and then I go to my team, the Boston Celtics, and I have 3 players who take up basically like 60 or 70, almost 60. Oh my God! Now that I look at it more, I guess Tatum's extension still hasn't technically kicked in yet, but even including everyone else, I guess like 50, like 70%. I don't know. It's just ridiculous the way we kind of throw about money, and the other teams are able to save money much better than we are. It seems at some points.
Hey man, C. Booze is looking good, y'all.
What's he up? What's he up to?
A lot of snowboarding, bro. He's a lot of snowboarding.
Shredding?
Yeah, he's shredding out there, dude. Shredding out there. He's got his Carlos Boozer's Final 4 picks. He picked a line night, dummy.
Bro, he's like Karl Malone, where he just like does the most like.
I hope he's not like
things
Karl
you would
Malone,
expect.
bro. Sheesh.
No, I mean like in the not creepy way. I'm talking about like. How do I talk about it further without like,
Making it look bad.
I don't know if there's a comparison, yo.
I guess.
I don't know. I guess you would have to clarify because I don't know. You got to give the people a little more.
Yeah, a little context on what comparison you're trying to make.
It's like the rural affinity, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Like he doesn't live the life. I guess snowboarding, I guess, is a little bit more privileged, but like.
Just like the
not
way
living
that
the typical post NBA lifestyle.
Nah,
okay, I get what you're saying now.
He's living it up, dude. I'm looking at his Instagram right now. He's got his kids. It looks like he's just living life, bro. Like he's pretty just enjoying wealth, enjoying traveling and snowboarding and being Carlos Boozer, remembering all the
As long as he ain't got that belly, man.
remembering all those missed shots missed opportunities that
Dude, I saw in 2K they gave him like a 90-something mid-range shot. I'm like, what?
low key his mid ranger was bomb, bro. I can't stop. Like that was probably one of the best. Like his mid ranger and his post spin move was decent, dude. But everything outside of that, bro, rebounding, Carlos Boozer was not it, bro. Not it.
He wasn't it.
But
any other significant moves? Oh, Rondo going to the Clippers.
That's awesome.
They wanted to do that, and I forgot. I was reading this clip. I forgot they wanted to sign him in the off season, but they couldn't get him. So they finally got their guy. Losing Lou Williams, which will be tough because Lou's still a bucket, and Rondo will not be able to get you the buckets.
Where's Lou going?
To the
Atlanta.
Hawks.
Wow.
So that's more scoring for them.
The Clippers finally got their guy.
Man, that's just stupid firepower.
Yeah.
Like you think of the Nets, but like they look like Hawks low key got like some dangerous fire. It's like they almost got too much to handle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like how do you handle all this 3-point shooting?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be an interesting team. And so the Clippers. I mean, if they finally get a guy like Rondo, that'll be good for the playoffs in terms of.
Great for.
Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's gonna be great for PG and Kawhi.
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
Just having that veteran.
Having
leadership.
another ball handler that they know they can trust with the ball in their hands to make a good
Absolutely.
decision in the last minute.
And Rondo's gonna be comfortable. He's back in LA, man. So it's like it's gonna be
Right.
deja vu for him, just a different jersey, and it'll motivate him even more. It'll be all right. Let's beat this Lakers team, dude. So
I trust Rondo way more than Pat Beverly to initiate the offense, or even
Yes.
Kawhi. Like Kawhi or PG should not have to initiate the offense.
Right. And you can guarantee that Rondo's going to make the smart play because that's what his mantra is making the smart plays.
On both sides.
Yes, exactly. So the Clippers, after not getting him in the offseason, they finally got their guy. It was sacrificing some points, but I think that they're trusting their other guys to kind of provide some scoring for them.
Yeah.
That Lou Williams, usually coming off as a 6-man bucket getter, they'll be able to find points. And like Rondo can get some points if you need to. He's just not a jump shooter. He's not a consistent jump shooter like Lou Williams is, but I think the Clippers will be fine without him but we'll see.
Man, you could probably find it in one of these episodes, just like how much I perpetually hated on Rondo. It was like him and Wiggins, man. I just like it was just like nonstop. Like I just like crapped on Rondo and Wiggins, and like now I don't know. Like I have a newfound respect for those players who find like those roles that give me the opportunity to see them in a different light. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It's always interesting that way. That's a good point. That where if a guy just changes uniforms and goes to a new situation, you can just find a whole new light or a whole different perspective on who they are and what they are as people. So I definitely understand I definitely get what you're saying there, Justino.
It's all about opportunity, man.
Being in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Just like you, the viewer, here watching Northside Plugged. At the right place at the right time.
Thanks for tuning in, as always.
You already know it. But yeah, man, it's trade deadline is always exciting. We're going to be at the final. What is it? 20, 30 games or something?
Yeah, it's like a month. It's like a month-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's like before the end of April.
Wow.
The season's gonna be done, and then playoffs start. I think in May.
True. So yeah, man, Bulls
When
and Celtics.
when does the next season start up around?
Probably normal.
I think they want to try to start the next season at the normal time, if I assume correctly.
So it'd be like end of October, early November, like last week of October, probably.
Yeah.
You know, so, but hey, man, we got the rest of the season and the playoffs to go to, so it's exciting times. And Ramblers.
I have to have a car before my goal, and I'm saying this on the airwaves for everybody here. I gotta have a car before the next season starts.
So,
I have to.
I like that.
It's doable, man. Just gotta keep grinding.
Yeah, just keep grinding, my guy.
Yeah.
It's a grind right now, man. How you been though? Everything's been well?
Yeah, I've been just kind of bopping around. Right now I'm at like 50-hour work weeks. I'm at between two jobs.
Yeah. Stay busy, dude.
The lime place didn't end up working out, but I got another local place. They want me to work a lot of hours though too. So
Sure.
I'm just trying to work it out and save up the money so that I can be a little bit more accessible and have a couple more options.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I feel you, man.
Keep sticking with it, Justino.
Appreciate it, guys. You guys been good?
Always.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
same
we're good.
thing.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Just grinding.
Looking forward to Thursdays, as always. Looking forward to Blurs basketball, and just living day by day, I guess, as we always do.
Moving forward. There's gonna be an exciting spring, man. It's exciting summers.
Right.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be different.
I'm glad I got stuff to look forward to and talk about with you gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely. Do we have any final basketball thoughts? NBA?
No, sir.
No.
The Sixers didn't make a move like I thought they would, like a huge move.
They were trying to get like Kyle Lowry or something.
Yeah, I was expecting them to go like big.
It's gonna hurt for them because right now, they're holding the fort down without Embiid. But yeah, it's when you've got this Nets team, that's.
I mean, they got George Hill, but like
JJ Redick.
and
Did they get JJ Redick?
No, JJ Redick went to the Mavs.
That's a good pickup,
I believe.
Wow.
I had heard he went to the Nets for a second. I'm like, no way, bro. No way did the Nets get this man, dude.
Hey.
No free advertisements here on Northside Plugged. That's a pretty penny right there.
Wow. Fun fact: every NBA player named Gary was traded on Thursday. So there's a fun fact.
Sorry, Gary's from Gareth.
Sorry, Gary.
To Gary from Gareth. Yeah, man. You've been cooking up beats, Justin. How's the producer life going?
Man, honestly, I haven't really touched a lot of it, and I've been trying not to put too much pressure on myself for it. But yeah, I've been aching to get back to it. It's been hard to find those pockets, man, to like really sit down and
you gotta motivate yourself to do it in those times. Yeah, I feel you. Trust me, I feel it. But we gotta do what we gotta do right now, man. I just been saying lately to people, it's just like, yo, right now is the time, I feel like, just to be hustling and get our stuff together, and then in the next couple months, coming summer and whatnot, barring any next global pandemic or anything, God forbid, it's just like things are slowly but surely opening up, and we're in a good spot in life, man, and we just got to keep working hard to level up, bro. And we're all in that position right now where it's like, okay, we're we're tired of winter. We're tired of being this quarantine, and I think everybody's ready to just get out of their bubbles and get out of their social scene. Bro, I linked up with Kevin Cole podcast and what's it called? John Quest, shout out Quest, and our other homie today. And we just played a little basketball, man. But it was just, and then even linking up with Dan this weekend, bro. Just little occurrences like that. Just being around the people that you care about, bro, and having good times. It's like, I don't know, dude. Like they just feel a little more. It feels a little stronger these times around.
Yeah, a little more towards normal than usual.
It's just appreciating all that a little bit more, So I think everybody's in the same spot where we're all just ready for new times and just have fun, bro. Like that's what we all want to have. Just have a good time and live life. It's been just a lot of craziness, a lot of hatred and it's just like, man, we gotta live a little bit during all this as well, So can't forget that in our endeavors,
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got anything you want to say to the people from your neck of the woods, my friend?
I guess just don't listen to the things that like you instinctively feel like you need to tune into, but don't get caught into the FOMO or the fear of missing out on things. Like people, like I'm a strong believer in, people need to really look internal and figure their own stuff out, and like clearly find the support that you need to keep yourself afloat. But like if you need to internalize and do your thing for a certain chunk of time just so you can get your situation straight, there is nothing wrong with that, and that includes like just keeping all the outside distractions out. Like that is not a selfish thing to do. That's it's long term. It's one of the most selfless things that you can do is prioritizing yourself so that you can be your best self for other people.
Absolutely.
And I guess I'm kind of talking to myself a little bit, but the only thing I can really do with pure reasonable genuinity is talk from my personal process at the moment. And I hope that for anybody who needs to hear something like that.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, that was well said, Justino. That was well put, and I agree with that. Absolutely.
Appreciate it, boys, and thank you for having me on today.
Always.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling.
Always. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, man.
I'll talk to you, boys. You stay safe.
Yeah, you as well, Justino.
Man.
We'll
Take
talk
care.
to you soon, brother.
Take care, boys.
Peace.
Sleep well.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Thank you, Justino, for calling in.
Cochino.
Always love to hear your voice on the airwaves. Can't wait to see you back here, and we're looking forward to that day, of course.
Absolutely.
And, anything you want to wrap up the show with, Justino? I mean, G Bunny.
Justino, I'm not Justino.
No, you're not Justino. We just talked to Justino.
Make sure y'all look out for that Sister Jean diss track, man. Sister Jean is spitting fire in Indiana right now, dog.
She is clowning everyone. She called it out in a pregame prayer what to do to the Illini. She is on another level. You guys just don't understand.
I don't know. I sent her some beats, man. She was like, yo, I've been in the lab working. It's been a long week.
She brought her studio with her to Indianapolis.
She been working in FL. She records in Pro Tools. Like Sister Jean knows what's up, Like, I mean, that's 101 years of experience. Damn well she knows how to make a record, bro.
Oh yeah,
Come on.
Absolutely does. She definitely knows.
Sister
She remembers since like since they had to wind
Hell
it up
yeah,
the old school way.
She was working with those analog rigs, man, for sure. Sister Jean is dusting off the records right now, man, sampling it up. But no, man. I mean, Rambler Nation, rambling on. We ain't going.
We ain't going. Tell them, Dante. We ain't going.
We ain't going,
So
man.
we'll see you Saturday, 1:40 on CBS for all those of you who aren't aware.
Absolutely.
And then hopefully Monday will be the next round if we do about one game at a time. We got to beat the Beavers first before we move on to that next game.
Saturday is important. Shout out our guy Pedro. Says Sister Jean can spit bars.
Yes, Ped. Sister Jean's got fire bars for show.
Co-sign from the fans / Loyola alumni, so that only legitimizes.
Pet's just agreeing
Thank
with
you,
us.
Pet.
He already knows.
Thank you,
He
Pet.
already knows that Sister Jean spits bars. Just straight bars for bars.
Ped might be a feature. You don't even know,
You
man.
don't even know. We'll see what the mixtape comes. Shoot. You never know. You never know.
Man. You never know. It's crazy times.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else going on? Crazy world out there, man. Just try to stay positive. Just try to, like I was saying, try to have fun while you can.
Enjoy the little things.
Enjoy the little things. Like, put your focus on having the we have to keep having these conversations, and we have to keep pushing the envelope of the real issues in society, especially within this country. But at the same time, while you're fighting and while you're standing up for what's right, don't forget to enjoy life a little bit and have fun, because if we're just angry and upset at the world all the time, we're gonna forget why we're really here, man, and it's to enjoy the beauty of life. So do good, be kind, spread love, enjoy the basketball that is to be these next couple months. Baseball's on its way.
I'm so excited for baseball.
Might have to hit a couple baseball games with BossDan, man. You feel me?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to pay for overpriced beer and hot dogs. I'm so excited.
Tough news for the Sox. I forgot his name.
Eloy
is going to be
Jimenez,
out for
5 to
pretty
6
much
months.
the season. That's pretty much the most of the season, bro. So
That's terrible. That's such a bad hit for that team.
that sucks.
He was going to hit dingers this year too.
Yeah.
That's a tough. But they're still going to be the top of the team in the AL Central, so I'm not worried about it.
I hope, man. I hope
he comes back like Kyle Schwarber did in the 2016 playoffs.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
It could be some Schwarber-esque moves made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're hoping, man. We're hoping. It's
Yeah.
been a long drought as a White Sox fan, bro. We're 16 years in deep, so we've been waiting. So Bears suck. Hawks are all right, I guess. I don't know what's going on with the Hawks.
I don't watch much hockey either. I got nothing.
How the Bruins doing? Don't know.
They were off for a while for COVID, but tonight they actually had fans in the Garden for the first time,
that's nice,
and
that's
they
nice.
lost.
Okay.
So
There it is. Hope Tiger Woods is recovering well. I haven't heard much of him.
I hope he's doing well. I think he's back home now.
That's good.
That's good. So he's feeling better.
Any other topics?
Did we talk about the Patriots offseason? Yeah, we talked about that last week, how they just made all the money, because we talked about Andy Dalton as well.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
forget. My ever since the tournament started, my days are all off on like what's happening on what day.
Yeah, it's tournament central right now, man. It's just I don't know, man. Since all this been going on, there's just been a high,
Yeah.
and especially as a Bulls fan, bro, I just feel even higher right now, man. It's just like we just trying to take it a game at a time and enjoy what it is. Because again, Ramblers, to all our Ramblers, like, really enjoy this time right now, dude. Because we don't know how long this is gonna last.
Don't look to the bigger picture. Just enjoy the moment while you can. I
Exactly.
think that's what we were talking about it, I think, over the weekend, that you can't look at this like looking at the next step. You just got to enjoy the moments while you can.
Absolutely, because this is Cam and Lucas's last year, right? So
If they don't opt back in, we don't really know.
because they can opt back
They
in,
can.
right?
Everyone
Yeah.
can. All the seniors can technically opt back in, but
That would be awesome.
every time they get asked about those questions, they just always say they're focused on this year. They're focused on this year. They haven't talked about it. They haven't talked about it. So
Well, that's exciting, man. I mean, that brings hope, because
does bring hope.
Whatever happens,
whatever happens, happens. And we're all looking forward to it in Ramble Nation.
Absolutely,
For sure.
absolutely. But gotta get to Saturday and gotta get through.
Gotta get the
Saturday.
Beavers first
Mhm.
before we start looking elsewhere, looking to the
Absolutely.
future.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for tuning in as always. We appreciate you all. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave us a comment, shoot us a message saying what's up, or if you have any Ramblers questions, feel free to send them. We'll try to answer them over the next couple days. Maybe we'll do like a Instagram Q&A or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so everyone have a great weekend. Make sure you find a television for 1:40 on Saturday, CBS,
Prime time, baby.
and then hopefully on Monday, and we'll go from there. So have a great weekend. Try to keep staying healthy, keep wearing your masks. Be a good person.
Be a good person. Stay safe out there, Chicago.
We love you all.
Shout out Boston. Shout out Hanson.
Shouts out.
We love you out there.
Shouts out.
Shout out Mama and Papa Dan.
Hi Mom. Hi Dad. If you guys are watching.
We taking care of your boy out here. He's all good.
I'm having fun, Mom. Look at me. You can't see it, but I'm smiling. All right, love you guys. Thank you.
Love you guys. Take care. See you next week. See you on CBS at 1:40, baby.
1:40 CBS.
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean will be there. Drinking game. Take a sip every time Sister Jean shows on screen. You're gonna be hammered by the first half.
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right. Peace out, everybody. We love you guys.
Love y'all. Take care.